Alright, motherfuckers, this is ThaNewist Carnage Incarnate. This is the head of ThaNewist Records. This is ThaNewist Blunt Opinion, episode 3. Alright, let's get this motherfucker lit up, no man. Now, I actually had no topic when I come into this. I was just like, oh, it's 420, I gotta make a video. I gotta make a ThaNewist Blunt Opinion video. It's 420. But as I was rolling it, I come up with one. This is more of a discussion topic than a straight opinion. Which, whatever, you know, it's my show. I'll do what I want. But do you think that it would be better to be filtered or forgotten? Let me explain. Now, first of all, the way I come to this was I put a filter on this one. I put a filter on a lot of my blunts just because it keeps weed from falling out of the blunt. It keeps weed from going in your mouth, and it keeps the blunt open. It keeps the bottom from sticking to itself, and then you gotta mess with it just to open it back up. So you can. It's a pain. It really is a pain. But then I thought about something. You know, I used to be absolutely adamant on the idea of hating censored music, and I still do. I can't stand when I'm trying to listen to a song and every third word is cut out of the song entirely. And as for why this music's not playing, I have no idea. But I'm trying to fix it while I'm in the midst of doing this. I can't stand when every third word is just gone. But them allowing their music to be censored did put them into the limelight, which allowed their music to reach a fan base, reach artists, reach everybody else, right? Now, assuming that this particular artist actually had something to say, that means that what he was saying reached the minds of the people listening to him, even though every third word was cut out. Man, I gotta fix this. Give me a second. No, you're not gonna give me a second. You're literally sitting there fucking watching. That's not fair. But, so, guess this is gonna be a musicless episode. That beat was called Talk by AngelLaCiencia. I'll have a link to it in the description. This is gonna have no music in it because it's giving me shit. Another reason I came to the idea of, is it better to be filtered or forgotten? A lot of people that I smoke blunts with and I put a filter in it, they don't like it. It messes with them, and it's like, yeah, you kind of got to take the filter out when you get towards the end, but it does, one, keep the blunt intact and open, and two, it means people remember me and my blunts, you know, whether they're good or bad. Sometimes I roll a shitty blunt. I ain't gonna lie. This is a really good blunt. I'm surprised I rolled that. But, as much as I am all for an uncensored message and a totally blunt opinion, it could be that it's better to be filtered, in the case that you gotta put your opinion towards the masses, and you gotta, how do I put this? you can't piss off people you're trying to rally. You know what I mean? So you can't, in the midst of getting them to your side or getting them to agree with your argument or opinion, you can't say something that causes a disjoint in their brain, a disjunction, and because then they'll just automatically shut you down. It's like, imagine if imagine if Elvis Presley just came out with a song about eating ass back in the day. If Elvis Presley came out with a song about eating ass, he would have literally been crucified. But nowadays, you'd be surprised if an artist doesn't have a song about eating ass. So the progression of things does take a while, but Elvis still talked about having sex. It was just with a lot of euphemisms. It was filtered, and Elvis has never been forgotten. Nowadays, you don't have to have as much of a filter, especially in modern music. Now, it's weird that you can hear a song about eating ass, but you can't hear the word fuck in said song on the radio. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's just because laws are catching up to the new cultural zeitgeist. It takes a while. It's like, we know that we have a lot of ridiculous laws that are no longer necessary and are kind of redundant in today's media. Is like, YouTubers that are marketed towards kids have a slew of swear words and sexual innuendos in their videos. It's whack. I mean, we're not talking about marketed towards toddlers, but we're talking about it's marketed towards teenagers but ends up being picked up by 10-year-old kids. Know what I mean? It's like Halo. Halo was rated M for mature, but 10 to 12-year-olds picked it up more than anybody else. And now we all play Halo because Halo's the shit. Okay. Now I need to get another Xbox. I haven't had an Xbox in a long ass fucking time. I haven't played Halo in like a year and a half. I miss Halo. Where was I? Oh shit. Is it better to be filtered or forgotten? I would have to say filtered. Kind of goes off what I said in the last video. If I ever partnered with YouTube, I would end up having to walk the line on things that I could and could not say. I would have to either bleep out my swear words or really focus on eliminating them from my vocabulary. I would have to make sure I don't bring up certain topics in conjunction with each other, lest my entire channel gets shut down and my message never make it across to anyone. There's a problem with the internet. Even though you can get your message out to anybody, the people who run the programs can easily shut you down. And that's another thing. This is actually more important. I'm glad I fucking came around to this. So, a lot of people will use the argument as to whether or not social media is bound to the Constitution. Like, first of all, yes it is. It is bound to the Constitution. But people then again go and use the argument like Facebook deleting your post. Is that going against free speech? I'm actually in the yes camp. I would say yes, it is against free speech for them to delete it, but here's why. It's not exactly a black and white, they deleted your speech, therefore it is against the Constitution. It is the fact that Facebook is such a powerful entity that is not only national but global. that for it to be so restrictive on your speech, for as much reach as it has, should be automatically against the Constitution, because more than half the country uses it. Therefore, it should fall under the jurisdiction of the law. It's not like we're talking about plentyoffish.com, where maybe 10% of the population is using it at any one time. Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram and all that shit is being used by just about half the population at any one moment. It seems, you know what I mean? Everybody's on at one time. Literally, I think they said 80% of people on the planet have a Facebook account, and like 80 to 75 or some shit percent of I can't remember, I'm sorry, I don't know the statistics, but most people are on Facebook every single day. A lot of people get their news from Facebook. A lot of people have their opinions cultivated by their peers through Facebook. Okay? It's like, okay, if I lost my little metaphor there. It kind of went off the rails, but I also lost the light on my blunt. That is sad. But bottom line is that if we can't use the full extent of our free speech via the Constitution on Facebook, then our rights are being restricted simply by the fact that so many people are always using Facebook. Meaning what we're saying can't get out there. And yes, that is of course what they want. But it needs to be noted that yes, that is taking our rights away. Even though what Facebook is doing is legal because they're a company. It's one thing that the other side needs to understand. What Facebook is doing is entirely legal. And like I said, laws are catching up to the current zeitgeist of things and might not even be for the better. It's concerning, but we can only do so much, I guess. Still human, but so one last bit. How many of you kind of already knew that when they talked about the coronavirus checks, that somewhere in the midst of all this, they was going to start talking about microchips? I knew they was going to start talking about microchips. Did you know they were going to start talking about microchips? Well, guess who's talking about microchips right now? Bill fucking Gates. That's right, Bill Gates. Bill Gates wants to microchip everybody. It's part one, so you can get your stimulus check easier, or any assistance checks that you might need a lot easier, and for two, to check up on your every single behavior, especially during times of quarantine such as this, where nobody wants you to be outside. So, fun times. Those microchips have been talked about for a long time. They had to come to fruition sometime. Even if it started out as a joke. It started being talked about for so long that it became a reality. And I think that's what we're going to have to talk about in the next episode, because I'm already reaching up on my time limit, is how we have spoken a lot of things into existence by worrying about them and by analyzing them to the full extent that we did. Anyway, I gotta shut this off. I'm reaching my time limit. Peace out, y'all. This has been ThaNewist Blunt Opinion, episode 3. Stay tuned for episode 4.